So let me give a little backstory. I was born in San Diego, California, and I want to take you back to 19, not your business. And so my father and biological mother lived in San Diego, and around the age of 2 months old, my father gets a call from a friend of his that there is a baby who is at a mutual friend's house that looks like it could be his baby, but looks like she hasn't been attended to for more than a day or so. Like diaper not right, something not right, been here, don't understand the scenario, but it doesn't look good. You might want to check this out, bro. So my father hops in the car, he gets over to a friend's house who was, I'm assuming, my biological mother and my father's mutual friend. And there were some kids over there, and my dad saw me and he was like, it was me. And I was about 2 months old, didn't look like I had been being taken care of appropriately. And so he got me and took me with him. They had been trying to reach out to my biological mother and could not get in touch with her. So the story kind of has it, and I don't know the full detail from every side, but that she dropped me off saying she was going somewhere for a short amount of time and never came back. I might have been at this house for some days at this point. My father gets me, and he's about 26 years old, and he has this new 2-month-old baby, and nobody can find her mom. So he keeps me with him. In that process and that time in his life, he was a 26-year-old, good-looking young man from Detroit in Cali, living his best life. And so he was hustling and kind of in the streets, and he has this newborn baby, and I'm like his roadie. Like, he takes me everywhere he goes. My grandmother in Detroit still, I guess, senses that this is not going to be good. I need my grandbaby here, because at this point, months and months have gone past. They still have not been able to locate my biological mother. Fast forward about a year and a half or so, my father brings me back to Detroit, where my grandmother and my uncle still live, and to drop me off with my grandmother. So now I'm in the hands of his family, and he's supposed to be going back to California, but after now we've created this bond together, he's in love. He can't leave me. So now he moves back to Detroit as well. So I grow up with my grandmother, my father, and my uncle. And we all live in the same apartment building, and basically that's who raised me. So I oftentimes don't tell the story because it's not always top of the mind, but I think it's so important for people to understand that that is where the level of abandonment was created the day I was born. Basically 2 months after I was in this earth, I had been left. And so this young man takes a baby, and he takes me under his arm and he keeps me. So shout out to my daddy, because you're a real dude, and it ain't many of you out there. I'm about 1.5, 2 years old. I'm living in Detroit. There's a hair salon in the bottom of the building, and my dad goes into this hair salon all the time. He says he used to draw pictures. I think he was just there to flirt. Long story short, there's a young lady in this salon that I take a liking to, and they say I really wasn't a friendly baby, which is hard to believe because I'm super friendly. Not. So meet this lady, and we connect. Come to find out, she has had issues with bearing children, has gone through several miscarriages, and has just had a hard time with that whole thing. So she just takes a liking to this new baby who basically doesn't have a mother, and it's almost like she becomes my godmother. Fast forward over the years, there's a gap of time where we don't talk. You know, she picks me up. My family's not as friendly, probably. So it's a lot of stuff that happens in between there. But this is a young woman who is a hairstylist, who is super fly, who lives in much better places than where I'm growing up at. So I have this affinity to this lady because, first of all, I like all things fly. Started back then, it still happens now. And just always enjoyed hanging out with her because she was like, wow, I want to be like that when I grow up. I just want to be like that when I grow up. So anyways, I spent a lot of time with her, like on weekends and things like that. A period of time we don't talk, and then we kind of get more reunited, and I'm going through my high school season, and we get connected toward the end of that even more. And as I'm going off to college, we start to build a closer bond. Well, in the interim of all of this, there's a point in my life where the subject matter of what I call her comes up. And so then I start calling her my mom. And that's a story that you're going to have to catch on a whole nother YouTube.